Today on A Commonly Good MTG, we're playing another Forge deck. This one is like a Boros Forge tokens or something to that effect. God, I've been dying to play an Urabrask Forge deck again. So when I saw this one, I pretty much had to do it. It's so far my pre-test. It's been an incredibly good deck, and I'm hoping that it'll hold up for the long run. So if you're interested, stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, a person who recently got 4 chairs to turn for him on The Voice, but turned it down so I can continue to make Magic Card videos. Dr. You Can't Suck It! Yes, thank you! Film Before Live Studio Audience, thank you so much! You can't suck it! Word to your mama. So today I'm broadcasting to you from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by Lucky Raven, called Counters, 8 win of 10. So this guy's saying that there's a 80% win rate, and I found that slightly interesting. Number one, I thought this was interesting because it was a person. It was a person that's not a YouTube presenter, and it's a person that's not just the MTGA meta assistant. And they said 80% win rate, and it was Boros. I'm like, and it said counters. I'm like, yeah, let's see what we got there. So this is what we got. And I did change the name to tokens because it's really about tokens, not counters, because we're putting out dudes today. We're putting out lots and lots of dudes. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the cards that are in this deck. We're going to talk a little bit how this deck should work, and then we're going to go out and crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got today? Well, we've got Churning Reservoir, which puts oil counters on something you got at the beginning of your turn. We got Exuberant Fuseling, who puts, every time a creature comes into the battlefield, you put an oil counter on him, and he gets +1/+0 for each oil counter on him. So he gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then he's got Trample. Dusk Legion, which gets, whenever you put a Popo counter on him, then you get to draw a card. Other than that, he's just a Vigilant 2/2. The thing is, I don't believe we have any +1/+1 counters coming from anywhere in this deck, so I don't know what his point is. All right, Skrelv's Hide puts out a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact token with Toxic, and it cannot block. And then, as long as there are 3 or more on your opponent, then all your toxic dudes have lifelink. So we got lifelink. That's a thing. 3 points of damage to any target. Wedding Announcement puts out a dude each turn or lets you draw a card. At the end, it becomes a Glorious Anthem, giving Popo to all your creatures, but it's not a counter, so it doesn't matter. Adeline. Vigilant X4, where X is equal to the number of creatures you control. And whenever you attack, for each opponent, you create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. Yep. So it attacks lots of people then, potentially. Interesting. I never realized this from a multiplayer perspective, how versatile Adeline would be then. All right, Urabrask Forge puts out a Forgeling every turn, and its power is equal to the number of oil counters on it. You can use Churning Reservoir to boil more oil on it. Otherwise, it puts out an additional one at the beginning of each combat phase. So this keeps getting bigger and bigger every turn. Hopefully, it's going to get bigger and bigger by 2 points every turn. And those little Forgelings have Trample. So this is something they got to deal with. It is the ticking clock of their life. And we got Sunfall, which at some point during the game, you're going to be like, because you don't got a lot of guys, but you got some. But you just want to say, this is too much. I'm going to blow everything away. And then we'll just start over again. You have the ability to do that. Skrelv's Hive keeps putting out dudes. Wedding Announcement puts out dudes. Adeline puts out more dudes. Urabrask keeps putting out one guy that they destroy every turn, but still, this keeps coming. Sunfall just wipes the board, gives you a little pod bebe, and that's where we're at. So yeah. Over here, we've got slow land until later on. Always a slow land, but a little bit of life gain. And go and get something that you want in case you don't have what you need. And a bunch of mountains and lands. Unfortunately, we've got 30 lands in here. 3-0. I've never seen that before in a standard deck, but maybe it's something worthwhile. In my playtesting, it hasn't been a big deal. All right, so let's take this out. But before we do, let us say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxtrol, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, playing against Doudy. What is this crap? All right, much better. In fact, it's slow as all hell. Can't pay anything on turn 1 because of that. Alright, let's see. He has the ability to get rid of artifacts. I doubt it, though. Oh, he's playing 3 colors now. Alright, in for 1. Looks like the kind of guy that wants to shoot Adeline in the face. How is he up to 5 mana already? He's playing full-on dinosaurs. I think that Sunfall is going to come in line, but we need 2 more mana for that. 1 mana. All right, I'm thinking Adeline. We have the ability to... Now, I need to hold some dudes back, because when I Sunfall, I need some guys. Yeah, he's looking like he wants to search. There we go. Now I just gotta hope I get another mana. Yeah, whatever. 9. That Vigilance isn't gonna help out terribly well. Alright, come on. You can do it. Another mana. There it is. Oh, it's a whole nother turn I gotta wait now like a sucker. Do I need to worry about... I do. I gotta worry about... Let's just put some guys out to chump. Alright, so I've got 3 chumpers. 4 chumpers. Excellent. Keep flooding it out. There you go. Keep doing it. These guys playing my mistake. You should be worried when your opponent is willing to sacrifice everything. Yes! That's not good. Alright, well I gotta do what I gotta do. It looks a lot like this. Singleton, go for it! Alright, down to 8. Now the question is, what's he gonna pull with the Tolly here? That's where it belongs. All right, should I wipe the board again? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Wah, wah, wah. Huh. All right, so there, I'm top decking like a mother fracker right there. Victory! All right, playing against HonestFaraday. Well, this sucked. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. That was a horrible hand. I just like the mana. That's the reason we're playing this one. I can make him into one large dude here in a second. I mean... No attacks. Yeah, this would be huge. I can go in for a nice trample. I bet we're going to see like an ossify here in a second. Alright. Okay. All in. That's funny. I thought he was going to go after Urabrask's Forge. They keep shifting things over and around like they're trying to get me not to do it. Okay. Put this guy out. All right, down to 11. Can this guy combo us into extreme... What does this thing do anyway? Non-land permanent. He could have totally gone for Urabrasks. Past the blockers. Should I just let this happen? Because I can probably kill him next turn. Let's just do that. Oh, dang it. No, I couldn't. He's got two guys in the way. One, two, three. Keep dancing around. All right, let's just see what happens here. All right, I'm going to get 8 through, so I'll be able to kill him. I'll get 9 through. Shot to the face. In your face! Suckerfish! In your face. Alright, we're playing against HiiSi. HiiSi? I don't know. And just like that being our third, we can just go for this on our next turn, play Fuseling still, or just ignore it completely. Nah, we're cool. I don't think we can do it two otherwise. Let's go for white. Alright, so we got all of the MVPs, these two guys. Captain Storm. Let's Sundown Pass it, put out Urabrask Forge. And all the attack. He'll go for the block on the Forgeling, I'm sure. Pirates like to play in mass, so he's going to be putting out lots of pirates here. We got 2 turns till we can Sunfall it. I just hope he doesn't do anything against our artifacts. That would be our problem there. All right, let's just make him make a decision. He'll block. Woohoo! Oh, you stupid jerk. There. Ooh, there you let him through. I'm holding back the Duelist so that after we Sunfall, we'll have a dude to put out. He's playing very conservative. All right, I'm going to do this. We'll keep back our Goblin. We'll pretend we'll look at our card like we can do something. Oh, the humanity. If you counter that, I'm going to be space mad. I get 2 extra cards. Oh, I got to double it up, huh? And he thinks he's got the advantage on me here. Alright, so we can have a 5-5 here in a second. I need that guy to be alive so I can kill him. You gonna counter me again? Nope, he's just shooting me in the face. I got a guy. And we win! He did not pull what he wanted. We are about to start our second wave. Victory! Alright, playing against Henry 4. Keep. We need double whites, put out Adeline. There's a double white. Let's put out this and get the Fuseling out. We gotta pack out the whites the next 2 turns. Like you care about that. I mean, I would shoot the hell out of him, but I mean, he's not really that great of a card. What did I just kill? Alright, it transforms. Alright, 2/4. You could block one, kill the other. Just not that big of a deal. We got 4 billion lands. What is up with this deck? Does it have too many lands? It's got 30 lands! Well, that explains a lot. $30 lands. What is going on here? You don't need 30 lands with this deck. That's got Menace. I can't do anything about that. That's 2 points. Gone. You made a monkey. All right, wedding announcement. We're just going to plow this stuff out there. Here it comes. He becomes a 4/4. You got cards in your hands. Apparently you're going to do something. All right, I hope I get a board wipe. Come on, board wipes. You gonna block with your monkeys? Yeah, you draw 2 cards. Board wipe, board wipe, board wipe. Come on. Oh, nothing. Nothing of the sort. Okay, it's non-creature damage. All right, number 1 put out Adeline. Number 2 put out Skrelv. I got more mana apparently. And lastly, the Churning Reservoir. The question is, where is our pal Urabrask Forge? Pumped. Like, your big problem is that you got a lot of guys that you love. You don't have enough chumps. And so you're scared to attack or defend. That's my problem when I have third path Iconoclast, is that you're afraid to do anything with them. You need to protect them. All your guys are vulnerable. What does this thing cost? You have to discard 2 cards and then pay 3. So you could make that guy indestructible. There you go. You just said, I don't care about none of that. No blocks, everything's cool. There, you can have oil counter. Slick. I wonder if this counts as 2 attacking. We'll find out. When it else gives me a guy or give me a card. Hey, give me a guy. There we go. You have to shoot Adeline at this point. All right, Slick McGinty, here we go. And another. So you're gonna have to chump out on Adeline there. But you got, what is that? 12, like 16 additional damage. That's it. You're dead. If you don't block it, Adeline, you're dead, man. All right, you're dead. You're dead. All right, victory. And we're playing against Thomas. Thomas? Wait, no, I'm sorry. Thomas. That's not a silent H. You gotta pronounce it. Is it Tahomas? Alright, red up, and I believe that the Churning Reservoir is the best thing to put out first. I tried putting these guys out before, and they just sit there for 2 turns being nothing. Yeah, 2 of them. That sounds good. Pump! Urabrask Forge is the way to go, baby. We can kill out that sprout in a second if we feel like it. All right, put something out, baby. Come on, you can do it. Don't make me touch your lily pads over here in the acid water. See, because the leaves touch the water, they immediately disintegrate. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lightning strike one of these guys in the face. That's what you're going to be about it. Oh, I should have put the oil counter on Urabrask Forge. Who cares about the Exuberant Fuselings? Jesus. All right, left hook, right hook. It's an incredible Mushroom Hulk. No. Here goes the death of the Fuseling. Fine. I got 20 life. Ooh, we got a second one. Let's just leave back our little goblin friend to play defense in case we feel like we need it. He's trying to flood the board. He may actually be able to beat us now. Alright, that's it. Shave off the 4 points. I need some more chumps is what I need here. Let's go for the 5. Actually, he'll be bumping himself up. There's a chump maker. All right, it's down to 2. We're down to 14, though. We got one guy to block. What's he packing there? He's packing 5, 10, 14. So that's got to chump somebody. Hopefully he can't kill off Adeline. Oh, and we're dead. Exactly what he needed. Coincidence? I think not. No. Alright, so we are playing counters. You know what? It ended up being a pretty decent deck. I actually liked it quite a bit. The problem with it was that sometimes it felt like there was too many lands. What did I find out? Well, let me show you. There are 30 lands in this deck. 3-0. I have never seen so many lands in a standard deck before. Despite the tremendous amount of lands, this deck still seemed to work okay. I think we need to tweak it. I think it needs to be tweaked. We can definitely remove some lands and add some more stuff to it. Maybe some card draw. Because my big problem here with this deck is that sometimes, if you didn't get the right cards, and it's not many. I mean, it's Urabrask Forge, Sunfall, Adeline, maybe Churning Reservoir. Those, are what makes the deck actually function. Everything else is sort of like blah, 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 whatever. They're there for whatever good purpose they are. But you need those cards. The reason why it's Adeline puts out extra dudes, Urabrask gets bigger and bigger, Churning Reservoir makes Urabrask bigger, and Sunfall resets the game at mid-game. And so that way Urabrask Forge can just continue to get bigger and bigger and they can't hold up against it. So, great. That's a fine deck, but you've got lots of room for improvement. I don't know why it needed 30 lands. There's nothing in this deck that requires 30 lands. Evolving Wilds is complete garbage in this deck. And we got the slowest of all slow lands just because they wanted life gain, maybe? I don't know. All right, let's see. Who was the MVP? You know what the MVP was in this deck? For me, it was Sunfall. Sunfall was my most valuable player. Because with this deck, you don't got a strong creature perspective there. You get some guys out. They do some damage. You're mostly just softening things up. Urabrask Forge comes out. It's fantastic. It's the engine. It's the clock that the game plays by. right? They either got to deal with Urabrask Forge or they got to beat you faster than your guy can grow. But Sunfall is the thing that just says, whatever you've been doing, start over from scratch, baby. And then, but Urabrask lives through it and everything keeps going and you get a guy out of the deal, which is nice. So Sunfall is the MVP. I don't like picking, 5s as my MVP, but really for this deck, this is where it's at. All right, so congratulations, Sunfall. You are the most valuable player. Let's talk about, was this a winner deck? No. I mean, yeah, it's not a winner deck. I ended up getting 58% out of this deck. I played it 12 times, won 7 games. So more than 50%, absolutely, which makes it a competitive type of deck. But, and I played it for a reason. It's probably because it was fun, right? But let's get to whether it's competitive. So it's not terribly competitive. I wouldn't say that I'm going to use this to ramp with. But this deck definitely has potential. So let's just say no for competitive at the moment, or it's not going to be a super winner. Number 2, was this deck fun? Absolutely, it was fun. I loved it. I mean, I love Boros. I love Rakdos. I love Mountain of Red. Anything that has Urabrask Forge. I've just been feeling the need to play Urabrask Forge recently. And I like the fact that this one, well, I guess this goes to why it's interesting as well. It was different. But what I like for the fun point there is the fact that we got like Skrelv putting out counters. We've got Wedding Announcements putting out, not counters, but, counter creatures, right? Well, the tokens. That's what they're called, tokens. I don't know what's called. It's just tokens. Tokens. There we go. So Adeline puts out tokens. Wedding Announcement puts out tokens. Skrelv's Hives put out tokens. Urabrask Forge puts out tokens. So you're just putting out tons of token creatures all the time. This is a token creature. It's just fun because you got guys coming from everywhere. They're swarming. They're showing up. They're able to chump most times. I liked it quite a bit. I liked being in the fight. I liked having a bunch of guys. People had to figure out how to deal with your swarm, your oncoming slew of dudes just rolling in from absolutely nowhere. All right, and was this deck interesting? Yeah, what I liked about it was that, number one, it's a Forge deck mixed with something else, but this one decided to go with, token creatures. And it doesn't really help Urabrask Forge in any way. The only thing that does is Churning Reservoir. A lot of times I focus a lot more on that. This one was just like, yeah, man, let's just sort of cliche in 2 different things. And you can kind of see the whole Churning Reservoir, Exuberant Fuseling, Urabrask side. Those are all working well together. Plus over here you got Adeline working with Wedding Announcement and Skrelv's Hive. I don't know what the Duelist is for here. You're not putting Popo counters on anything, so I don't know how he's getting anything out of anything there. He's probably the wrong choice for this deck. Yeah. All right, but it was interesting seeing like 2 different decks jammed together, and I liked it. I thought it was good. All right, so let's add that up. Was it competitive? Not really. Was this deck fun? Absolutely. Was this deck interesting? Yeah, it was. So I gotta give it an A-. I think it's playable. I think it's worth playing. And I think that if you're in it just for the fun, I think this is a fantastic deck to play. I think there is huge potential to you got like 6 slots over here you can play with land-wise, and take out Dusk, Legion, Duelist, and put in something else, because he doesn't provide any value to this that I can tell whatsoever. So that's another 2 more. I mean, you got 8 cards in here you can play around with. There's a lot of potential. Maybe I'll do that next. All right, A-. I'm going to call this deck. Thank you so much for putting it up. Who did this one? Lucky Raven, and I appreciate it. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.